white coat syndrome is a real thing. Have you ever been at the doctor and walk out of there completely forgetting to ask them everything you wanted to ask them? You have all your questions in your head, and they walk in, your palms get sweaty, your heart starts racing, they take your blood pressure, and they're like, oh, it's a little high. What? It shouldn't be. Like, I feel fine. I never really have high blood pressure. It happens. And the technical term in the books is white coat syndrome. So, I'm going to answer some of the questions you forgot to ask today.
The goal here is to learn how to treat your mind and body like a professional athlete. Welcome to Mind Your Body. I'm Dr. Audra Lance. I'm a doctor of chiropractic who specializes in treating sports and non-surgical injuries. Anything that involves muscles and joints. I treat big-name celebrities and professional athletes. Most of my patients refer to me as the witch doctor because they can't explain any other way their pain was removed that quickly. I hate cooking, but I do love wine, and don't even think about giving me anything that involves ketchup because I will not eat it. Every episode of this show is designed to help you move better, live better, and feel better. Now let's go do this thing.
Hi! I am so excited to do this. I'm going to answer some of the health questions you either forgot to ask your doctor, you're too embarrassed to ask your doctor, whatever you and your friends are talking about trying to figure out yourself on the Google face. Now, before we get started, first of all, I'm a doctor, but I'm not your doctor. So this should not ever replace any medical advice. You should still see your doctor if you have some of these things going on. All right, now we got that stuff out of the way. I'm really going to need your help to figure out what to call this. I thought it'd be funny to call it vagina monologues because some of these are embarrassing that I've gotten. But we're going to talk about guy stuff too, so it can't be called that. I really want you to DM me on Instagram at Dr. Audra Lance if you have a cool name. Creativity isn't really my thing. I can barely draw stick figures, so coming up with this stuff is not my forte. We all have our gifts, right? That's not mine. So I'm going to answer 2 questions today I've gotten. Any of this could be people have DM'd me, patient experience in the past, virtual consultations, texts from my friends. I'm just pulling from the bucket. Okay, we're going to start off with a good one. I had someone ask me, they came to me and said, Audra, I don't know what to do. I'm so embarrassed. When I'm using the bathroom, my tampon falls out. She was like, I don't even have kids. How do I just, her words, quote unquote, do I just have this gaping vagina? And then she laughed because it's in how she worded it was hilarious. But at the same time, if you've ever had some symptoms of pelvic floor dysfunction, whether you've had kids or not, it's kind of scary because it's not talked about a lot. And what is talked about that we see all the time in the office is, oh, I've had kids. It's normal for me to pee myself while I'm working out. Oh, no big deal. I'll just wear black leggings. What? That's not normal. So, question. Just said, no, you don't have a big gaping hole down there. You're having pelvic floor dysfunction. And their history was they had an exercise addiction, chronically working out hours and hours a day. And her ab routine was tons of crunches, tons of sit-ups. So we dug into her history a little bit and figured out, okay, your pelvic floor hasn't been used correctly in years. Now we are seeing the consequences of that. So if you've ever had this happen to you, using the bathroom, tampon falls out, or it's super uncomfortable, you're not alone. It happens. And you can have pelvic floor dysfunction without having kids. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You can have pelvic floor dysfunction without having kids. Guys have a pelvic floor too. Did you know that? Yes. Where do you start? Well, where do you think it's going to be? What's my favorite thing? Breathe into your butthole. But in all seriousness, we need to retrain something we do. We need to look at the number thousands of times per day. Breathing. If you're not correctly utilizing your quote-unquote core and being able to breathe in your pelvic floor and even be aware of it, not disconnected from it, then how are you supposed to correctly do any kind of ab exercise? Never thought about that, right? So yes, that's where we start. Speaking of that, if you want a freebie, where to start? It's currently free right now, but it's not going to be forever. You can go to mytrainingroom.co and download the free 3-part audio series, Breathe Out Attention. What I'm doing is trying to help you coach your mind of how to correctly breathe. It's also really relaxing if you've had a long day or if you just need a few minutes to yourself at work, something crazy conversation happened, a crazy client just went off on you. Sometimes we just need to take a second and breathe and let it roll off. Don't let all that tension go to your jaw, your neck, all the things. So head over there, download that now. Dun-dun-dun. Next question. Guys have issues too, and I mean, it's like, why is it so taboo to talk about from a pure medical perspective? It's not like you're trying to be sexual. Had a guy come in, and we had a team on board already. So he came in with the team. He had already gotten checked by a urologist and primary care doctor. His complaint was he had numbness and tingling in his testicles. So this is something where we need to be a team. This isn't on me. We need to have the whole medical community. There are a couple doctors as specialists. So urologist, primary care referred him there. They ran all the lab work, CT, exam, all clear. Like, I have no idea. So the good thing is all the scary stuff's ruled out. Great. That makes my job way easier. So came in and like, I don't know what to do. This is weird. Obviously, I'm sure comfortable, but this is even, I'm looking at your feet, even though that's not where you're seeing the problem. And we figured out it was coming from his low back. So all your nerves originate at some point out of your spine, and they go through and connect to different muscles. A way I like to tell people to think about it, think of spaghetti coming through your spine and going through your favorite kind of meat. So I always say steak. Think of spaghetti going through steak. That's what it looks like. That's how they all hook up and can control each other. Pretty cool, right? So the nerve, the spaghetti that was connecting down there, was irritated. We also call this a derangement. And so we were able to find a specific movement that alleviated that. And over time, we were able to heal that. So cool to see. So amazing. What we also need to do is work on that core stability again. Of breathing. How do you activate your core? Then we move to your glutes. And this is a whole functional rehab based on whatever discrepancies we find in your exam. Pretty cool, huh? So, once again, the low back is connected to so many things. Just because you don't have low back pain does not mean it's not the root cause of what you are experiencing. How fun! How cool! So if you are having any symptoms, such as low back pain, hip pain, groin pain, tight hip flexors, hamstrings, calves, even down to the feet, head to mytrainingroom.co. That's why I created these game plans for you. It's the top exercises that if you're going to fix yourself, that's what's going to do it. Now, you could also spend hours on Google thinking about making that appointment. You never do. Or you could just head over there and grab one of those game plans and start today to help yourself find some relief. They're on sale right now, which they will not also be on sale forever. So head on over there right now and grab them. Isn't this so fun? Oh, I love answering questions. So excited to do this. Once again, I need some help figuring out what to call this segment. So head over to Instagram at Dr. Audra Lance. Shoot me some ideas. Okay, that's all for now. What do we need to do? Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your nose, in through your nose. And think of breathing down to that pelvic floor, breathing in your butthole. Exhale. Go have a great day.
Now, if you want to do something really special for me and got a lot out of this episode, go leave a 5-star written review of the show on Apple Podcast. And if you're a Spotify listener, just tap the 5 stars. To submit any of your health questions to the show, simply DM me on Instagram at Dr. Audra Lance. And don't worry, all your questions will be kept strictly anonymous. So send me all your embarrassing questions. And don't forget, breathe into your butthole. Toodaloo!